Yo, what's up? It's Lord DNA, also known as DNA for short, also known as Lord Homeboy. And this video is for everybody, the drug dealers that watch my channel, the people that watch my channel for the self-help, and the tips and the how-tos. And it's basically about you getting what you want. Now, I read something, a text. Alright, let me organize this mentally. So yesterday I wrote a essay, because you guys know I write college essays. I wrote an essay about the story called The Epic of Gilgamesh. And basically in this story, there was a character named Enkidu. And in the story what happened was this character was 2 parts God, 1 part animal. And when he lost his virginity, he became mortal and eventually ended up dying. And this was basically, well, not to teach the character Gilgamesh about life and death and the lessons of life and death, but that's what ended up happening. Now, me telling you this, if you want something, if you ask the universe or God for something, or if you just straight up want to work for something, let's not even take it to that level. You have to make sacrifices. You have to give something up that you want, something that's pleasurable to you, something that you need. If you want to be a success in anything, I already told you guys, you have to be obsessed with it. I forgot who said this, but everybody who was great at something or made a difference in this world had to be obsessed with it. Einstein had to be obsessed with his calculations. And all these great rappers and all kind of artists and skateboarders, whoever you want to look at, have been obsessed with their craft. They had to make those sacrifices. They had to invest money and time and blood, sweat, and tears into being the best, or at least being known for what they do. I read in another book that about immortality and becoming the best that you can be. And this comes in 3 stages. The first stage is life. Life is what you were born as, what you do naturally, your impulses, your wants, your needs, your ego. And the next stage is dying. You have to kill yourself. You have to become something totally different. You have to do things to destroy your ego, to destroy certain aspects of you, so you become the phoenix. You rise from the ashes and you're a different person. And when I say kill yourself, I mean you have to do things outside of your character and outside of your everyday living, and create yourself in a whole new way and become something different, become something better. Then after death, of course, when you killed all aspects, when you become something that nobody even recognizes as your identity anymore, that's where your immortality comes from. That's when you start making changes in the world. That's when you start, when there's no comfort or discomfort anymore, right? Everything is just everything for you. When you become God in a sense, and of course not physically, metaphorically. All the anxieties that you have, anything that causes you discomfort, anything that can break your will, anything that's an impulse, any addictions, things that you can't control, you have to kill that. You have to make that the base. You have to make that the 0 point. And I was talking to one of the homies, shout out to Johnny Boy Blaze, about this. He was telling me how my complexion looks better, and he can tell that I have not been drinking as much and been trying to live sober. And My response was basically I'm in the process of killing myself. I sprint with my dog every morning that there's not ice on the ground so I can run with her from one side of the complex back to my door. I'm doing push-ups every day before I eat. I'm meditating a lot more. I'm living on a vegetarian diet right now. And that process, I'm less willing to dirty my body with alcohol and cigarettes. Even though I do smoke and I do drink a little bit, I'm not getting blackout drunk. I'm not making these fucking videos wasted and waking up like, oh damn, let me see what the fuck I recorded today. I'm in the process of killing myself right now. There is certain things that I'm still like working on not doing. Last month in January, I stopped busting nuts for 2 weeks. I stopped fucking my girl for like a week. I stopped watching porn. I stopped listening to music and watching TV with violence in it. And all that shit feels good. And it felt good. And I could do it right now if I really wanted to. Why I don't is another thing. Pretty soon I'm going to stop listening to rap and hip hop for about a week so I can write my music. And it can have a different sound. Um, those are some really good techniques for killing yourself. Now, as far as the sacrifices, those are things that make me uncomfortable, that challenge me. And when you know what you need to do, even if you don't want to do it, like I said, do the thing that you don't want to do to become a better person. Everybody who has all these ideas of them feeling like they need to fucking have this and have that and have everything so convenient. Instead of you going to McDonald's, everybody always wants to say that they don't have time to cook. You're gonna destroy your body because you want to be convenient all the time. No, kill that part of you. Kill yourself. Kill that part of you. Take the time to fucking boil the beans and boil the rice and make yourself something fucking healthy. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense for you to be spending. Take this to heart. It doesn't make sense for you to be spending $20 at McDonald's when you can feed yourself for about a week, a little bit more with $20. You sacrifice that time and the little pleasures that you have. Yeah, you could sit down and eat your McDonald's in front of TV and you don't have any dishes to watch and you don't have washing this and this and that. Nah, fuck that. Make yourself uncomfortable and form those new habits. Stimulate those neurons that you don't use in your brain. Make it so the thing that doesn't feel good right now, it doesn't feel good not to do it. For me, something that I was advised to do was go to the beach when I lived in Rogers Park and start 4 conversations with 4 people. Do something that's gonna make you uncomfortable. It's not about being comfortable all the time. You can't do that. That's not a fun life. That's not a happy life. Because there's no growth in that. Do something that's gonna make you horribly uncomfortable, that's gonna give you anxiety, that's gonna make you feel shitty while you're doing it, but better later. Work out. Put that workout regimen in your brain and your lifestyle. I'm not even talking about a physical workout, 30 push-ups, 50 squats. No, take your cold shower like I said. Stop busting nuts for fucking 2 weeks. Turn off your TV. Fucking stop buying packs and cartons of cigarettes. Stop turning up. Fucking all that excess energy that you have, put it into something creative. Clean your whole house. Work on your mixtape. Paint a fucking mural. Work more hours at your job. Make those sacrifices. Discipline your mind. It's all about the investments at this point. Investment is a wintertime thing. Winter is about saving and investing. The summer is about making all the moves, moving and shaking and planting the seeds. So by the time winter comes, you have all your food harvested and stored properly, and in your, I don't know where they stored food back in the day, but it's all about the investment, killing yourself, making those sacrifices, drawing that blood, and just grinding right now. And Chicago, where I am, it's the worst fucking time of the year. It's for you to be grinding because it's cold as fuck outside. Especially if you've never been up here for the winter time. You're not gonna want to fucking sit and wait for the last bus and walk miles just in case you miss that bitch and do this and that. If you fucking do all that shit during the spring, summer, a little bit of the fall, you quit your little job and stay inside. Hustle from the computer. Make some shit and sell it on Etsy or eBay. But it's all about you going from your life to your death and killing everything about you that keeps you from being a god in this world. Everybody says, I forgot, I think it's about 10,000 hours to master something. I read that if you study money, and of course everybody knows I'm all materialistic and obsessed with money, which I'm not. But if you study money for 1,300 hours properly, good studying, so we'll say about 1,300 good hours of studying money, and about 700 of those hours are throwaway study time and information that you don't necessarily need to know, and then some shit that you just missed and passed up. So 1,300 good hours of studying money and 500 good hours of actively investing and saving properly, then you have the potential, you have what you need if you study the right things to be a millionaire, to earn $1 million in your life. I don't really want to explain that whole process, but if you know what money is made out of and where it comes from, if you feel like you can identify and do certain things with, you could do that with anything. I mean, certain things like that, when there's a definite goal, something that you can record. I'm not saying that if you watch 1,300 hours of porn and study 1,300 hours of sex that you'll be the best lover in the world. Nobody can really gauge that. But something more tangible, something more, not saying like the best rap. If you study rap and listen to the best rap, you can't really gauge that. Something like money, something like not mechanics. So I can't give you any other example because that was just talking about money. But take that into account. All the shit that makes you comfortable, go on that journey. Cut all that shit out. Go find somewhere where you can legally or maybe illegally live in the fucking forest. Don't bring shit with you. Bring 4 things with you: a tent, a knife, a lighter, and a blanket. Get your own food. Make your own fire. Well, you can't make your own fire with a lighter, but you know what I mean. Go live in the streets. Go ride the rails. You're only gonna get what you're willing to sacrifice. You're only gonna get back the emotional pleasure which you're willing to sacrifice. You want a baby? You want the joys of being a parent? You're gonna have to sacrifice your time and your money and your freedom. You want a puppy? You're gonna have to train that bitch to get that protection and that companionship. So that's it. It's Lord DNA for sure. Be a better person. Like this video, subscribe to this video. Peace.